dis die nuwe lyn. Sy is nie van hier, sy is gestuur, haar rugsak vol robijne. Haar krale blink en haar voete stamp, sy slaan die tamboerijne. Sy dans 'n stofstreep oor die werf, die klein goed agterna. En die kerel spook om by te hou, die ou goed word gedra. En sy dra slippers van satijn. Sy regte medisyne vir die skete en die pyn. Slippers van satijn. Sy regte medisyne vir die skete en die pyn. Slippers van satijn.
Oh, well, we have her in studio this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Strydom. She is one of our most renowned South African artists. She's a singer, a songwriter, an actress, and she, of course, has been making waves on the art scene for decades. Now, with a career spanning over 40 years, she's built a reputation for her powerful voice, her thought-provoking performances, from writing her first song, Ek loop die pad, in 1979, to sparking controversy with that a Black Power salute in her cabaret performance. Now, Strydom's work has consistently pushed boundaries and it has challenged social norms. And Amanda joins us in the studio this morning to talk about, among other things, her latest project, which is, of course, the incredible journey of Tinkerbell Van Tonder. And that's currently showing at MonteCasino. But the lady of the moment, she's here. Amanda, welcome.
Sakina, what an introduction. Good morning.
Well, thank you so much. And you know, the thing about artists is like, you feel like you know them personally, because you've been there, you've watched, you've been a spectator to all their achievements over the years, their performances. So thanks for gracing us this morning.
No, it's great. It's my first time here in the Morning Live studio, and it's an honor for me to meet both of you in person. And yeah, it's been a great experience the past 46 years, and to be able to do what I'm still doing is an honor and a blessing. Really.
So over the years, as we've come to know you, over the various, genres that you have made a serious impact on, you are still creating, you are still provoking. What drives you at this stage, 46 years later? What drives you?
To serve, to bring healing, to entertain, to touch people's hearts, to make them laugh, to make them think, to make them aware, and to bless them. I serve my talent. It doesn't work the other way around. I don't seek the spotlight. I want to be the light.
And you have been. And that's the beauty of it, Amanda. You've always been there. And this is the beauty about it, because, I know Amanda Strydom. I was telling Leanne earlier today, because of the work that you've done over the years. So when we look at, for example, Ek loop die pad, and when you wrote that, what drove you to that? What story or what narrative were you trying to project?
Well, in 1979, something happened to Afrikaans music. I never liked Afrikaans music. I found it empty, silly, and mostly in those years, in the early 70s, it was translated from German or American, etc. But in 1979, something happened which was called the Musiek en Lyriek Beweging, where poetic Afrikaans, people were composing their poetry to music, okay? We had great heroes there, like Koos Du Plessis, and Laurie Karag made his song Kinders van die Wind famous, okay? It changed Afrikaans music. Suddenly it wasn't this silly little ditties people were singing. Connie de Villiers, people like that wrote amazing songs. I was asked to write a song, and I said, I can't. How do you do it? Because I'm a trained actress. I have no singing training. I can't read music. I hear it in my head. I was living opposite the Chelsea Hotel in Hillbrow, and I was very young, 1979, I was 23 years old. And Rosa Keert, who asked me to do it, said, just write a poem and we'll see what we can do. And I sat there, it was May, it was miserable. I'm far away from home, for the first time in my life, alone in a big city, Johannesburg, freelance. And I just started writing, Ek loop die pad along my lam. I always have the Croxley class with book and a pencil close by, you know. And the next minute I just wrote this song. It didn't have like verse, chorus, just like that. I gave it to Rosa. She gave it to dear Zane Cronier. Bless his soul. He passed away a couple of years ago. And he composed it. And the song just became so popular with people. I never wrote an Afrikaans song again after that, till 1991, when I heard my own voice and I realized what I want to write about. And that was about touching people's hearts and also about social issues, what is happening in our world. So I'm not a commercial singer. I think I'm more of a poet singer, you know, en sing wat mense laat dink en laat voel. Yeah.
And at that time, I guess, given what was going on, especially in our own country, there was a place for it, you know, and you almost were the right person in the right place at the right time.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know that one's life is planned for one long in advance. I believe that. We don't know that. So you go that way and life will say, this way. And so my life has walked with me, and the lessons I've learned and the truths that I had to speak about just had to come out, you know. And it feels like it was a calling for me.
Then, you know, this picture, absolutely iconic. Talk to us, what was going on?
It was 1986. The townships were burning. It was chaos in this country. We saw a program, I saw a news program on TV. It was shocking. It was about a woman being necklaced. I think her name was Marquis Kosane. And it shocked me so deeply. I was born in 1956. I was born in apartheid. I always asked my dad, what is different? Because in our house, the black and colored and Indian preachers around Kebega, where I come from, would come to our house because my father did a lot of ministry work. Whose God do they pray for then, if it's not right that we sit together in one church? And he always had a nice explanation. On Monday evenings, he would open our garage, and all the domestic workers would come, and Dad would read from the Bible, or one of the preachers from the other places would come, and they would sing. And I think that's where I learned how to sing, because they didn't sing like we did in the NG Kerk. It wasn't all stiff, and you know, it was from the gut, and there was a pain and a longing and a beauty to it. When I did a show in Stellenbosch in 1986 with Sammy Hartman, who was my pianist, we did a fantastic show. I did 3 encores. I had no more songs. But I told him about the song that I wrote that was a cappella. You don't need music with it. He said, go and sing it. I said, I don't know. He said, just go. People were banging with their spoons on the tables. So I went out and I sang it a cappella. My madam noem my Anne. My mama noem my Ntombi. Ek dra 'n pas in my stikkende jas. En ek wag. En ek wag. And the story is about this woman with her coat, wearing a pass. Her husband is in jail. Her children are crying, where's Dad? The injustice of that time. And I ended it with, Nkosi sikelele Afrika. En ek wag. Amandla. And all hell broke loose. You can imagine, I had a very strong Afrikaans white following. What has happened to our Darlinkie? The Darlinkie woke up. Somebody had to say something. And I know what was the result of that. I nearly cracked under the pressure. I started suffering of depression. But here I am today, and look at us now. And when I met Mr. Nelson Mandela, and he held me in his arms, and he whispered in my ear, I know who you are. I'll never forget that. Never.
We salute you, Amanda. And, you know, jy loop nog steeds 'n pad.
Ja, dit is die lewe. Jy moet hom loop.
So, your production right now, you know, I'm having to speed it up because we're going to sit here the whole morning.
Yes.
And, you know, the current production, which is, of course,
the incredible journey of
Tinkerbell Van Tonder. Who is Tinkerbell Van Tonder?
It's a story about where do I belong, where do I come from, where's home, who am I? It's the story of a little coloured girl, and I play a coloured woman, Nella Peterson, who worked in the kitchen of the Toevlugsoord Children's Home. This child grew up without a mom and dad. Her granny told her her mommy and daddy died when she was still peeing in her nappy. She grows up with her granny. Then her granny dies, and the priest comes and he tells her she's got to go to a safe place. And that's where she spends her earlier years with this horrible matron in the Toevlugsoord Children's Home. But in a magical way, she escapes from the children's home. And I speak in the show Kaaps, Afrikaans, English, Khoi. I sing in Afrikaans, English, in the old Cape Coon songs as well, and I sing in French and Dutch. It's about going away from what you knew as home, going far away in exile, and coming home, and then realizing this is who I am, and this is home. It's a South African fairy tale, and I just want to warn, it might say Tinkerbell in the title, but it's not a children's play. It's a story with lots of twists and turns about the injustices of the past, the joy of keeping the faith, hoping, looking for home, en dan kom jy huis toe. En jy weet, dis wie ek is. Ek is 'n African.
Oh, and I tell you what, at a time like this, once again, rising to the occasion, aptly, Amanda Strydom, because this is a time where our youngsters especially, all of us, but especially our youth, need a sense of hope.
And of belonging, and that they mean something. So this play I wrote in 1995 and never performed it again. Somebody said it's not politically correct for a white woman to play, and I just said, no, I'm sick and tired of this wokeness, I'm doing it. The play is doing amazing. We're doing it on the 9th of August at the Hermanus Kalfi Festival. We're doing it at MonteCasino, which is wonderful to be in a theatre for 2 weeks. Like, you know, that's what we were used to in the old days. So you could do we're doing a whole run from the 17th of September to the 28th of May. People, julle moet book, pay web tickets. And then we're going to the Boer Theatre in Durbanville on the 11th and the 12th of September, the 13th and the 14th in the Drosday Theatre in Stellenbosch, and then we're going to the Art Club Festival with it. It seems like this play just got wings, and we were awarded the best musical play at last year's Word Festival in Stellenbosch. I'm so proud of my pianist, Kunrat Rao, and all the music that we've brought in. And for people like Fraser Barry, Dr. Ishmael Mohammed, Ilse Klink, and Sarki Botha, who helped me, especially with the Khoisan and broadening things, you know. I was very polite in the beginning by saying meide of meisies. And then Professor Jacques de Tooy said, nonsense, ons sê meire. That's what we say. So that's how I'm doing it.
So, you know what, we are just so grateful that they did not break your spirit, and we still get to see you. Actress, singer, and just artist extraordinaire, Amanda Strydom, speaking to us about her career and, of course, her current show at MonteCasino at the moment, but she told you where else it will be, and the incredible journey of Tinkerbell Van Tonder.
That's from the 17th of September at MonteCasino.
So don't miss it.